Hello and welcome back to Soul Blazer. This is Bio Enchanted, and today we'll be finishing off the sanctuary of St Elles Palace. So let's get started, shall we? Just making sure we've got everything we need. So let's head to the seabed areas, shall we? Now that we can get there. I'm just confirming a few things there. Sorry about that. I believe I was making sure it was actually recording. Amateur hour, I know. So here's this new area. A lot of these little crab guys. I think we're nearly done with the little crab guys, there shouldn't be too many of those left. There we go. And of course there's something over here as well, including a level up. Which is always nice, gives me a little extra health and strength and defense. Just a bit of everything generally, as level ups tend to be in games. And there we go, that house is finally built. Well, that mermaid's been released. Yeah, that chest is tantalizingly close, isn't it? Let's go up here, shall we? And see what's beyond here. I kind of like this cavern kind of area because it's got a unique little gimmick to it you don't really see anywhere else. At least in this area, anyway. I was making sure I didn't miss something. It's in a different area a little later on. Same dungeon, but a little bit later. Of course, here we go. Let's take our current down, shall we? But we're very quick to go back down again, because otherwise we'll sweep right past this cave, and that will suck, because we'll miss out on things. Like being charged at by jellyfish. Really, you think it would be very bad for the jellyfish to charge at something like that head first, given their heads are squishy, but yeah. Whatever, it's their fighting style. A lot of angelfish today. Maybe it's making a statement given the whole fact that we're kind of an angel sent by the savior of the first game. Maybe that's what they're going for, I don't know. Maybe it's just a nice coincidence. Maybe they're just easy to spite, I'm not sure. And here we are at the end of the current. And of course these guys come back again. To be annoying. But at least they give us plenty of gems for magic later on. Which is nice of them. And of course we can't leave without killing them all, so let's get on that, shall we? There we are. First of all, let's quickly check around here. Of course, this is just how you get back. I was just making sure there wasn't anything I was missing down there. There isn't. There we go. Let's go to the penultimate area of St Elles. This area is kind of gimmicky and a little bit annoying. We'll see why it's a little bit gimmicky in a minute. Quite like the rain effect, though, the fact that it's not just going in one direction, but in fact going in all directions. At least two different ones, anyway. Keeps it looking dynamic, like realistic rain, so it's never just going in one direction, unless it's a very calm, or a very particular kind of wind. Let's take out more of these guys, shall we? These gorillas. There we are. Screw you, fish. These little yellow stones you see here are part of the gimmick of this part of the level. You may remember we were given a particular item earlier on by the dolphin. More angelfish. They really like to bang the angelfish drum, don't they? So here's the gimmick. Let's equip a particular key item. The lightning ring. Thunder ring, rather. If we touch one of these pillars, one of these pyramids with the thunder ring, the golden ones, it causes a lightning strike to happen. This, of course, is necessary for this part of the game. Only this part of the game. There's a lot of items in this game that have, like, one use. They're not all like the Dream Rod, where they're used all over the place and you always find interesting ways of using them. Some of them, like the Thunder Ring, are just kind of there, and they feel kind of pointless as a result. It's like, it's just this one puzzle, pretty much, you have to use it for, and it's barely even a puzzle. And of course I make a bit of a mistake in this area by forgetting which of these are the actual, like, ones to get rid of first. So let's try and use this new magic, shall we? Magic Flare. And you'll see why it's kind of useless and annoying. We need to charge it, and then it's just a matter of like, well, okay, hit it please. There we go, that's kind of, it's weird, and it's just kind of, it's just faster and safer to throw out the 4-directional attack, really. It's just much easier. The flare, it claims it's useful for flying enemies, is just kind of a mess. I mean, look at this. It's so inefficient. Of course I made a mistake here. I went for the wrong thing first. That was one for the birds. Now I've respawned all the rocks, because I'm an idiot. There's one stone that makes rocks, and one stone that makes rocks. A pun based on the mythological name of the bird, of course. Don't know why I felt the need to have to explain that pun, but there you go. Well camouflaged, that one. That's pretty much just to give more room, I think, for fighting the birds. That's pretty much all that's for, really, clearing out all that nonsense. And of course, there's an identical setup on the other side, but the rocks in slightly different places. And of course, more birds too, because, yay, birds. Let's just not bother with the bird, let's just take him out this way. With our sword, like we were before. While getting grazed by bubbles. I mean, I know bubbles aren't normally something that tend to graze people, but there you go. Learn my lesson this time. I'm learning to go for the rocks first. I know they're more clams, but they look like rocks, so I keep kind of... The way they open, I think they're meant to be clams, given the whole seaside aesthetic. Ooh, something that's not an angelfish this time. Nice. Let's finally go up, shall we? Of course, here we're expected to actually use these pyramids, and you'll see why in a minute, when we take out the last of these bloody birds. Like the colouring being different tips of wings, it reminds me a little bit of Ho-Oh from Pokemon. But I really like Ho-Oh, so... Yeah, this is kind of a tip, basically, is use the lightning here. Because, the last set of monsters here is one we can't destroy with our sword. Yet. And of course we can't get that sword till later, so we have to deal with them like this. This is really annoying and a little bit stupid because of how far away they are from the lightning rod things. So let's first of all heal a little bit, while luring at least one of them over to where we need them to be. And there we go, let's just allow ourselves to get hit now just to... Here I make a very almost crucial error. Right, there we are. Now we're good. Let's get that rock on now, the ring, and blast him with lightning. There we are. Lightning actually kills them. Of course we can't do this on the volcano, so we'll have to come back to that later, but I kind of like... It's an interesting idea for a gimmick, but it's just a little bit annoying to make it work. It's kind of inconsistent with whether it'll actually trigger or not, and it just kind of has to... It just involves just rubbing up against the pyramid randomly until it fires off at the right time, and hoping that the gorilla is close enough to get hit. Well, I'm calling them stone or grey gorillas. I think they're meant to just be silverbacks, quite simply. I may be overthinking them. There we are, the gorillas are dead. And finally, we've released our final mermaid statue. Let's do that, shall we? So the last little light show. Get at least something on, that'll be helpful. That bird just felt vindictive. So let's leave the Isle of, I believe it's Blester, this one. Yeah, Blester. So let's take that shortcut back, shall we, via the currents. We have to be kind of careful there to make sure we actually move at the right time. Otherwise we'll just miss the journey and have to go all the way around, which would be terrible. And yeah, this critical sword is really doing the business, isn't it? It's doing really nicely for us. And of course there's more things in this section of the seabed. But we'll come back to that later on, because this seabed is actually split into two sections. That's only half of it. We're going to go to the other half after we've talked about Mermaid Statue. But let's also talk to the other things we've unlocked as well. Like Disco. Oh, Disco. Yeah, we know. Pearl belongs to dolphins. That'll be good to remember. There's the angelfish. Let's see what he wants. Okay. Yes, you are a very good jumper. The angelfish is the best. I like the cute little ones like that. There's a lot of those kind of ones that don't really do much, but they're cute to have them there, like the dancing mermaids and the jumping fish, that kind of thing. It adds a little flavour to the world beyond, like, the characters exist for a reason, even if that's just to be the best at jumping. It at least gives them something beyond just being an angelfish. So of course we have a dream to deal with, as we always do. And of course this pearl apparently belongs to the dolphins, so... let's return it, shall we? There we go, now we have a not a shortcut, but a secret path from the next area we'll be going to, the Coral Reef. Which is also the last part of the seabed of St Elles, where the other 4 enemy lairs are. Of course, we saw our name drop for the next step, well, not the next area, a few areas from now, Magrid Castle. I think you can probably assume we'll be going there at some point. But I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Of course, we actually saw the sunken ship right at the start. We saw every island right at the start of this area on the world map. I quite like the way it kind of represents that. That's pretty cool. So let's replenish our herbs from this girl. There we are. That's better. Get Night Arrow back on, because that's actually a useful spell. And finally talk to that last mermaid statue. There's the final tablet moved, which is quite nice. This boss was actually one I got stuck on for a very long time, and yes, of course, there's a boss upcoming. This is kind of where I stopped playing when I first tried to play this game. I just couldn't work out the trick to the boss, but I know it now. It's only a bit of a mess fighting it. Of course, so let's continue exploring the seabed now that we can get to the remaining monster lairs here. There's not really that good a way to actually avoid getting hit by that electric attack, because either you get hit and you're close enough to hit with the sword, or you don't get hit and you're too far away to get hit with hit it with the sword. It's just kind of a mess. First, let's go over here to this unassuming little area where we can get a new item. One that will come in very handy against the boss, the power bracelets, because this is gonna be... It basically doubles your physical attack when you equip it. It's the power version of the defense bracelet we're currently wearing. So of course it will make a lot of bosses go a lot quicker. There we go. This area is kind of a maze, of course. There's always a maze. There's never not a maze in these kind of games, especially in, like, these dungeons as well. There's always a bit of a maze, even in stuff like as simple as Zelda. There's like the block puzzle maze in Ocarina of Time, or the mazes in the 2D games that have all the little traps in them that spin at you, that kind of thing. There's always a maze in these kind of top-down RPGs. And of course, we always have to go all the way back when we get a little bit lost. Here we go, over this way is where I wanted to go. Because there is stuff over here, both more of these crabs. I really don't like these crabs, they're annoying, because they just keep blocking your attacks kind of pointlessly in some cases. But it's nice to get an extra level though. The fateful, lucky level 13. And more angelfish, so many angelfish. Every time a bell rings, an angelfish gets its fins. Do you know that? And here's the short, not the short, the secret area we opened via that dolphin's dream. Which has more crabs, more hermit crabs, what fun. And it seems kind of fitting that the hermit crabs are living in a cave over here. I'm not sure if that's an intentional joke or not, probably not, but it is cute. So I'm fine with it. These two are just hiding now, come on. I know they're meant to be hermits, but they're being a bit ridiculous. Stop fleeing, there we are. Of course, there's now a bunch of chests. Which have gems, nothings, herbs, nice, and of course, an emblem. Now we have 2 emblems out of the 8 we need. The secret. And of course, these emblems have the Mars and Venus logos. We've initially got Venus, now we've got Mars. Of course, they are all based on the astrological symbols of the planets. Almost tripped over that word. I want to take these 2 out a bit of style. That was just me wanting to do that. Because they were not moving and they were on a kind of a cross shape, so I just kind of felt why not play with the magic a little bit. I don't use it much. Because I'd like to conserve it. One more set of enemies to kill though, and then we can finally deal with the boss of St Elles. Which is a little more complicated actually than most bosses. Well, complicated in the approach to it, you'll see. It's not just up the rope. There's more to it than that. But of course, once taking out this guy, we'll, it's gonna be a little bit messy, the editing here. Of course, we come in here to quickly dive into heal with. I did a little bit. But really dangerous monsters? I'd hardly call them dangerous, really. They're just more annoying than anything else. That princess will never... mermaid will never move. Well, it makes sense. He's never left the world underwater because he can't breathe on land, so yeah. I think this is partially me putting off fighting the boss a little bit because it's I remember it being a little annoying, but also I want to just talk to everything I've just unlocked. Ooh, a new sleepy dolphin. This one's a particularly interesting one. I like this one. It's a non-wrecked ship. Still quite a mess. Yeah, it's a pretty thoroughly wrecked ship, but it's still inhabited. That name seems familiar, Servas. I'm sure someone will, Servas. Would you know about that? Would you look at that, rather? Servas is the dolphin! The dolphin that General Leo, that Professor Leo, was a good friend to. It's a little bit sad that. The dolphin was at least the kid was at least reincarnated though, even if he didn't make it, so... little hope there. So now we're back here for the actual boss fight. And of course there'll be some save stating shenanigans here, because of course I died a bunch of times. And there of course is that chest the kid mentioned. But I'm kind of concentrating on going to the boss itself. And my god, these little slugs are annoying, because they just do a little cheap damage to you and then just die in 2 hits. They're completely pointless. And these flames are annoying too. This whole area is just like a gauntlet to waste your health until you get to the actual boss. But here we are for the actual fight. Yeah, this guy's kind of ridiculous, because like, if his hands catch you, they will do lots of damage to you. Very quickly, because of course there is no invincibility frames. And as soon as they kind of overlap your sprite to do damage, and just look at that ridiculousness there. That was nonsense. So let's quickly get healed, and then continue fighting our boss. So at least we do quite a lot of damage. And I will be doing even more because we'll be equipped with the power bracelet. That's why I like it. It does so much damage to bosses. So it's kind of, it becomes a damage race again, but this time you can actually win. Despite only having less than half the health he has. Or roughly half the health he has, really. So let's unlock that final thing, shall we? The final enemy lair. Of course, the Queen's finally back. Before we do that, though, we do have something that Servas... Some unfinished business of Servas is that we want to deal with. I quite like the whole reincarnation thing in this game. It's kind of, it leaves a lot of the segments to be kind of bittersweet. Because there's a lot of like, oh, this person's now dead, but they're kind of back in a way, or their influence on the world can be felt, so they haven't died in vain, that kind of thing, like with the dog, for example. Turbo, that's it. Let's talk to the Mermaid Queen, shall we? I'll be honest, this particular level kind of reminds me a bit of the one from the original Dark Cloud, with the a similar thing with the Queen of the City going crazy due to the MacGuffin you had to get, that kind of thing. Although I'll be honest, the bosses in Dark Cloud are much more interesting than the bosses in this game. But yeah, the bosses in this game aren't really what you play it for. It's the intricate dungeon design and the interesting variety in the said dungeons and the somewhat charming yet bittersweet plot. So now we've got that stone, we can finally move on. So a level that I kinda hate. It's really the worst level in the game for a variety of reasons, in my opinion at least. But here we are at the Mountain of Souls. Not really a fan of this area. I mean, it's nice enough. It's got some interesting visuals and stuff and some cute characters, but for the most part, it's just the least memorable area really for me. One I don't really like much, but we'll see that later on. So, we have all our latest upgrades. So I'll see you next time, as we take on the Mountain of Souls. Goodbye.